Oh, wow. Okay. 114? Good. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Did I get it? Yeah. Whoa, the stream's really choppy. That's okay. What I can do? If it appears choppy to anybody else, I apologize. There's nothing I can do. It's construction outside. So yesterday was Tuesday, so I went to Pizzanista in the Arts District to get some pizza because that's their special day, where slices of pizza are only $2 as opposed to the regular like 3.50 or something ridiculous like that. So I drove down there and I realized because I hadn't really driven into downtown in a long time. I mean, because of the current situation. So I drove down there and I realized just how much construction is happening right now because there's less cars on the road. Like I feel like the city generally feels, and rightfully so, that since there's less people on the road now would be the time to do a lot of construction. And so there's a lot of construction happening right now. And so I had to take like wild detours and do a lot of that just to get there. And I started thinking about like the current state of the world and how it is kind of like a good time to do just maintenance, not even just maintenance on the roads, not maintenance on the trains, but just like in general maintenance. My downstairs neighbor, uh, when I went out yesterday to take out the trash, they were painting. They were painting like repainting the entrance of their home to be like a fresh coat of white. I I refinished my bathtub recently. Like I kind of everybody that I look at, they're kind of doing like restorative things, like all the things that we kind of put off that we never got to do. I built a couple of desks or benches for my kitchen table. My kitchen table used to just have two, chairs with the back and everything, like two kitchen chairs, and I replaced them with two long benches so that more people could sit at the table. Um, for I guess if I have company after all this nonsense is over. Boy, oh boy. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Mushroom Tea. This first song is called Signals, off of my EP of the same name. How much does a gallon of milk cost in Los Angeles? Ooh, that's rough because I never buy it by the gallon. Um, I only buy it for me, and if I buy milk by the gallon, usually I don't end up finishing it in time before it spoils. I usually buy like a half gallon, and I buy a half gallon of like what is the name of the brand? It's like got a weird brand name that sounds like the word California, but it's almond milk. It's like Caulifula or Calufula. Anyways, it's about $3. It's about maybe 320, 329. Why? Not too bad, says Cyber. Okay, how much does milk cost there, Cyber? Wherever you are, is it that different? Squirts, and why didn't you sleep last night? What's going on? It was bad when I used to live in the Northwest Territories during freeze up, which is a period of 2 weeks where the delivery trucks can't drive on the ice yet. Milk is 12 to 15 bucks. It's only 2 weeks. It's only 2 weeks long though. I guess a lot of people hopefully would just buy in advance to prepare for that. Oh, thank you, Cyber. And off to the market I go. And off to the market I go. I am going to go to the market today. There's a few things that I need to get. I'm out of pretzel bread. Oh, good morning, Maddie. Maddie made it. And right in time. How much is the pretzel bread? That's a good question, Cyber. Okay, so pretzel bread. Let's talk about pretzel bread. So, there are pretzel hamburger buns, and those are kind of like my thing. If I can't get pretzel bread, I'll get egg challah bread, and if I can't get egg challah bread, I'll get brioche bread. If I can't get brioche bread, I usually just don't get bread that day. Hello, JP2X, and welcome back to the stream. So, the first time that I had like pretzel bread, at least in the home. No, let me back up. First time I had a pretzel hamburger bun was at Wendy's. Wendy's used to have a thing called a pretzel bacon cheeseburger. And the pretzel bacon cheeseburger was, unbeknownst to me, a limited item. And so I grew quite attached to it, and then they took it away from me. And it was very sad, and I stopped going to Wendy's for at least 2 to 3 years. Angeles, life happened, and then they took away. There was a Fresh and Easy next to my. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. You ever just like hit yourself with a weird memory of something that's gone, and you're just like, wow, that really used to exist. Anyways, there used to be a Fresh and Easy next to my place, and that's where I would do all my grocery shopping. They took away the Fresh and Easy. They replaced it with something called an Aldi. If you live around or know or are familiar with Aldi, it's like a foreign, very cheap, corner cutting grocery store chain. Doesn't matter. Anyways, I go there and I see that they have pretzel hamburger buns in stock, and I'm like, oh, I cook, and I do remember how good it tasted when Wendy's had those for a moment. So maybe I can make them myself. So, anyways, I bought the pretzel buns, fell in love with the pretzel buns, and then, as you may know, if you shop at Aldi, nothing is regular there. They just kind of rotate random stuff. Sometimes they might have Lucky Charms, and then you might not see them again for 6 months. And so then the pretzel buns, of course, left. They were gone for a very long time. They did return, but it just wasn't very regular. They didn't regularly have them in stock. Again, pause on my little stupid pretzel anecdote. If you could like the stream, that would be nice. I would appreciate it. It helps me more than you know. So if you're here and you're enjoying it, please like the stream. Tommy says Aldi's pretty big in the UK, which makes sense since they're a European company. And they're pretty decent over here, says Tommy. Oh, they're decent here too. They're just not as expansive. Like Aldi is smaller. Like if I go to Aldi, I'm not going to have the selection or reliability that I would if I went to a Walmart. Whereas a Walmart is like at least 10 to 12 times the size of an Aldi, has mad stuff in stock all the time. Like I kind of know I can rely on it. Aldi not so much. Although I do love Aldi and their prices, it's just not necessarily on the level of like a Walmart or a Ralph's or a Kroger or whatever the main grocery store chain is where you live. Enigma says, I was about to go out, but I want to wish you all a good day and a good life. Thank you, Enigma. Same to you. I've never had pretzel buns, but I do love me some pretzel bread, says Maddie. Yeah, same thing, just a different shape, I suppose. So, I got attached to the pretzel buns at Aldi. But they didn't have them regularly. So I was just kind of at the whim of Aldi until I thought, Aldi can't be the only place that has pretzel buns. Sure, Albertsons doesn't have them, Ralph's usually doesn't have them, a lot of other stores don't usually have them, but there has to be a store that has them, like a higher tier, maybe more like Artisans or Artesian store, like a Whole Foods or a Sprouts or something. So then I go to a Whole Foods, turns out Whole Foods has them, I buy them, it's amazing. Now I can have pretzel bread whenever I want, but it is pricey. It is like, they come in like a package of 4, and I remember it being like $4 and something, so it's like $1 and change per bun when you think about it, which is a lot if you're buying bread in bulk. So then I find out that they also sell them at Bristol Farms, which is another weird kind of bougie grocery store up here in California, and I also find them at Sprouts recently. I started finding that at Sprouts, but the Sprouts one only comes in a bag of 3 buns. Anyways, pretzel bread, I've learned, is not an uncommon thing. It's extremely common. It's just you have to look in the very specific stores for it. You're not going to find it in like a regular store. I can't really go to Walmart and regularly find pretzel buns. However, I have gone to Walmart and seen the pretzel buns in the bag, the ones that I normally buy at Aldi. I saw them. And I've never seen them since. It's a very elusive bread type, I guess. I don't know. Hello, Liana. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good Wednesday morning. Welcome to Morning Medley number 114. A friend of mine sent me a pretzel bread recipe saying claiming that it was really easy to make. I don't trust them 100%. I think that it's a little bit more difficult to make than they're implying. I think that what they made was like a long twisted pretzel, like a not necessary, and it didn't have the look and texture and feel of what exactly I'm going for. But I mean, bread is bread, so it can't be as difficult to make as like sourdough, for example, because I know there's not really a lot of bacteria. Not, yeah, like what am I thinking of? Bacteria, you know, the stuff that you put in sourdough bread to make it like sour. A starter, is that what it's called? Mm. Anyways, um, where was I? I recommend trying it, Maddie, especially if you like pretzel bread. Trying like making a sandwich with pretzel bread, like pretzel hamburger buns. Liana says, I found out last night that a group of parrots is called a pandemonium. A pandemonium of parrots. Yeah, YouTube blocked Liana's comment for some reason. You're welcome, Liana. Thanks for coming to the stream. Christ. Okay. Well, at least I'm making progress. Um. Oh, thanks, Cause. Oh, hi, Cause. Cause is in the stream now. Sorry. Um. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. I'll take a break from that for a second. This song's called French Lavender, which I need to play incessantly so I don't forget it. Whatever. Oh. What was the commercial about? Was it a body wash? Liana? That's so hard for me. that song, kind of. That song has no name, but I used to play it in streams every day. There's a few songs I used to play in streams that I kind of miss. If a song kind of gets out of my routine, I forget about it. Kind of like that one, Clover Salad. Uh, Clover Salad always reminds me of Izzy. Yeah. Me too. Clover Salad, and I guess somebody's downtown because she always requests that one. Such a fun melody. Hello, Kid James. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, dark and mysterious. I do, Cyber. Oh, you're talking to the Black Phoenix. Hi, Black Phoenix. Welcome to Morning Medley number 114. Such a crap. Sorry, I fell behind in the stream a little bit, or in the chat. Goodbye, JB. Thank you for being here, and thank you again for your donation. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good time at work. Work from home. Okay, enough improv. Anyways, I gotta go over a couple of things. So yesterday, is this a new song on me? No, I was just messing around because I'll never remember what I was playing. I was just playing random chords and melodies over it. I have a new video out called "Home Is You." It came out yesterday. I'm experimenting with just releasing videos on Tuesdays for my quarantine series. So if you're unfamiliar with my quarantine series, since I'm stuck in this keyboard cave of mine, I've been making like little 2-minute ideas and then making videos around them to upload to social media, just because I feel like right now isn't the best time for me to be releasing like real music, because when I release music I like to tour it, I like to perform it, and since I can't do that right now, I would like to keep people engaged and stay busy and stay productive and stay creative, even if it's not going towards my like Spotify catalog or for my live show. And so I've started making these little shorts, I guess, or ideas that I called Quarantunes, and those have been going up on my YouTube. We're only 3 in. Yesterday was the 3rd one. Since they only happen every week, there's obviously not going to be nearly as many of them as there are of the morning medleys. Man, I miss ramen, says Cyber. Was considering making some at home, but not sure any of the local places have the ingredients. Ah, sad. However, I had ramen a few days ago. There's a place called Daikokuya that I go to pretty often. I get Tsukumen ramen, I get dipping ramen from them anyway, so the noodles are going to come on the side even if I eat in the store, so it really was exactly the same as eating in the restaurant. The only difference was like instead of the broth being in like a nice bowl, it was in like a styrofoam cup thing, but it was was it styrofoam? I can't remember, but it was very good. It was very good. Um, I truly feel bad for some people because there's a lot of people that are like, I miss this thing. There are things that I miss, but I've been seeing a lot of people that are like, oh my god, I miss boba. As soon as this quarantine is over, I'm gonna have like so much boba. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I'm like, I still get boba like every other day. I just happen to fortunately live in a neighborhood slash area that has roughly, I'm gonna ballpark it and say 40 boba shops. 40-ish boba shops. And so even though most of them are closed, that still leaves like 9 or so boba shops that I can still walk to and reasonably and reliably get boba. However, I mean, obviously I can't hang out in the shop and work on music like I used to, but I can still have it. Same thing with like ramen shops. Pretty much any Asian food or thing I can still have during quarantine because all of these places have stayed open. Again, I can't sit in them, but I can get a lot of stuff to go. As far as things that I miss that I haven't been able to get, there's a place, a very specific place called Howlin' Ray's. Now, Howlin' Ray's could still be open. They could still be open. The reason I think they're not open is because the restaurant itself is very small, and so people fitting in there would be a disaster right now. I mean, it normally is. Also, one of the reasons I think that it's not open is because on a regular day to get Howlin' Ray's, it's roughly an hour and a half to a 2 hour wait. It's like the spicy, like Nashville hot place in Chinatown. On a regular day, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hour wait, and that's with people standing like neck to neck, like shoulder to shoulder in line, and a line that like goes out and around the block. So I feel like right now, if I went and got in line for Howlin' Ray's, what time is it? I feel like if I got in line for Howlin' Ray's, I feel like with the whole 6 foot rule, that line would be like several actual city blocks long, and it would probably take forever because nobody would be eating inside. Like the line goes a little bit faster because some people are getting seated inside and some people are taking food to go. If everybody's taking food to go, Lord help us all. I mean, I don't think it's open. And I don't think it would even be open. If it is open, it's a nightmare. But I don't believe it to be open. Is what I'm saying. Um, I miss a favorite crab restaurant my family loves to go to. Ah, yes, crab. There's a pretty popular place here called Boiling Crab that is still very much open during this quarantine. Um, the only thing I miss getting is Korean barbecue. Yeah, I guess that would be hard now. Korean barbecue would be hard. There is a thing I miss. I can't remember what it is though. And not just sitting in places. There's like a specific thing I miss. Obviously, like walking around downtown is trash now. It's not as fun anymore. You can't like walk around the shops. Something I realized with this quarantine is how often I go into places that aren't, um, that one are not restaurants, and two where I never actually buy anything. Because walking around downtown, sometimes I just wander into places to just like check stuff out, like clothing stores or like boutique stores or whatever, like art stores, comic book shops. Can't go to any of those things now. The comic book shop is closed because it's not essential, and I'm like, how does a comic book shop stay open during this? Anyways, um, I stay open. I mean, stay in business. By the way, stay open for business during all this. Because like, if people are gonna buy comics online, I can't imagine they would buy them through a comic book store en masse. Anyway, I feel like they would just go to Amazon. So if you own a comic book shop, like I feel like this is a particularly hard time. Anywho, Liana says, what I really miss is a place called China Kitchen down the street. They're closed right now. There's a place down the street from my apartment called Commonwealth Market, and it's like just like a little like Asian bodega basically. It's like this little old, it's a little Chinese lady that works in there. She's very very nice. Well, she's not nice to me, but I've kind of gotten used to it now at this point. I like her a lot. It's just not mutual, but she has been closed during this, and I hope that she's okay. I hope that she comes back after all of this, because yeah, that would be really sad. Her shop's very old. Like, I was here when I moved here, and I feel like it's been there for a very long time. She is not a young lady. All right, this song that's cool. Wait, hold on a second. If I go, that's the first chord of over and under, right? And then I can just transition it to over under by going like. And I can do it that way. But the other thing I did. Whoa, it changes the. Oh my god. Yo, piano's dope. You can change anything. You can change anything and everything kind of. You can make things really wonky. Like, context is all chords need. Chords need context. This chord can be used as an end chord to have like this nice, like uplifting feel, like. Which it feels like it's an ending. But then you'd also use that as a starting for those are in two different keys. And also, okay, enough messing around. This song's called Over and Under. Hi, is it kids? There's always a sandstorm, kids. There's always a sandstorm somewhere. Okay. Mushroom Tea says, Ani, do you have anything on your mind for your channel or your musical work, like something new or some music project? Mushroom Tea, I've been doing a thing for the past few weeks. Um, mm, I've been doing I've been doing something called Quarantunes, Mushroom Tea. So since it's a quarantine in Los Angeles, or I don't even know if I can reasonably call it a quarantine. I don't know what's happening, but a lot of places are closed. We're not really supposed to go out to a lot of stuff. A lot of people are kind of trapped for the most part in their homes, and so the project that I'm working on right now, Mushroom Tea, is the Quarantunes project. That is what's happening on my channel right now. Every Tuesday on my YouTube account, I upload a new video featuring like a roughly 2 minute long like music idea that I've made um, recently. Um, but yes, I would. Yeah, I guess that answers your question. Do you have anything on your mind for your channel? Yeah, that's what I'm working on currently. Oh, and if you're listening to the Quarantunes every day, then yeah, you're already aware of what I'm working on. Yeah. Word. Okay, are we over? Wow. Oh, we're not over, but I mean, I'm 1 minute. I'm 1 minute away from being over, so I guess I could start going over news a little bit. Um, so as far as music releases, Quarantine is it for right now. As far as like other song releases, I don't have any release dates or anything planned. I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious about the news that I release. Like if I'm releasing something as far as news or I'm telling people about, I want to make sure that it's something that's actually going to definitely happen. Something that's maybe already in the works. Something that is for the most part, it's guaranteed or confirmed. And so all that's confirmed right now that I can share with you guys as far as news is there's going to be another Quarantune video uploaded next Tuesday. Um, I am going to be here streaming at 9 a.m. on every weekday for my morning medley series. And we are going to have a production stream soon. The reason I didn't do the production stream today is because they were doing some construction outside. It looks like, no, they're still doing it. They're doing some construction outside, and I didn't want like the noise of like jackhammers and stuff like that to interfere with like the production thing. Not even necessarily specifically for the stream, but also just for me as a person. I kind of don't like to work on music while there's a lot of noise happening outside. Wilson Pete, who I didn't even know was on the stream until just now, is going to head out. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream. We're closing up right now, Pete, anyway. But thank you again for being here. As far as music, though, that I have released, there's a new song out called The View. Somebody sent me a video. Oh, Jerica sent me a message on Instagram recently saying that they just listened to The View and they really liked it. And that was cool because you guys don't know about Jerica, but Jerica was possibly one of the first friends I made when I moved out to LA. LA still felt like it was all still like a mystery. It was all still like I didn't know most of it, and Jericho was one of the first friends I had that really like took me around. She didn't have a car. I drove, but she would do a lot of like, oh, let's go here. There's this really cool like place that has crepes that I want you to eat at, or there's this really cool like Cuban bakery that I want you to go to. There was just a lot of that. She was like showing me around LA, and she introduced me to her friends. And anyways, yeah, definitely like my first California friend. She ended up moving to Chicago, and we don't see each other ever, but she messaged me saying that she had listened to that song, and I just assumed that nobody's listening to my music, especially if they know me personally, so that was a nice message to receive. Anyways, that was a long anecdote for The View. I do have a new song called The View that's up on all platforms. Also, I have 2 EPs that I released last year in conjunction to one another. One is called Ego Death, it's ambient. The other one is called Quick Breath, it's upbeat. I very rarely play the songs from them in the stream anymore. Occasionally I will play Vanilla if Lindsay is in the stream, and that is a song from Ego Death. And as far as Quick Breath, I don't really play anything from the stream. What was that song? I don't remember how to play it. that's more upbeat, more house-oriented. Both of those EPs can be found on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. On YouTube, I also have a thing going on right now called the Quarantine series, which I was just talking to Mushroom Tea about, which while the lockdown or the quarantine is in effect, I've been making a song a week. Not so different from my Lustream series. Some of you will remember when I did my Lustream series 2 years ago, where I would make a song, like a chill song, and I would release it at the end of the week in a little video for it. I'm doing a similar thing, only the theme isn't lo-fi hip-hop. There is no genre theme. It's just kind of like the theme is quarantine, I guess. Things that I've been thinking about or making while kind of being stuck in the home. Okay. Was that Follow Me? Yeah, that is what you heard, cause Follow Me, featuring me at Gladstone. I mean, featuring Abby Press. So fun. I love that song. Good morning, Retro. You missed the stream, but you did catch the end of it. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you're here. We're just finishing up the news talk, so that is where you can find all those things. Quarantunes goes up every Tuesday on my YouTube account. The most recent one is called Home As You. The one before that one is called French Lavender. And then the one before that one is called Honeydew. So check those out if you get a second. The fourth one, again, will be up this coming Tuesday. So a week from tomorrow. A week from yesterday, I mean. And yeah, again, as far as shows and all that stuff, tour dates, merch, there is no real news on that, guys. I just feel like right now, contrary to capitalism, isn't really a great time for me to be trying to release things or book tours and stuff like that. I'm trying to just chill and ride this wave. This song is called Hush Hour. It's something that I play at the end of every stream so that we have some routine, I guess. The closure piece. I like that, Gabriel. Thank you everybody for being respectful to me and polite to one another. It's always a pleasure, and I'm glad that this is how I start my days instead of end them. I don't know how my mood would be if I did these in the evenings all the time. I don't know if it would be as fun and experimental, I suppose. But yeah, again, thank you for being respectful to me and polite to each other. Please enjoy whatever you have going on this Wednesday. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active on my Instagram today in particular. Because I have been lacking on that just because I don't really go anywhere now. So there's nothing to really post about unless it's just videos of my TV screen and stuff that I'm watching. But anyhow, yeah, thank you. Abo, everybody.